Yeah, I think in general you can never do enough. You can always do more, and we should always try to do more to make sure this never happens again. And that's what I mean in general. I think we have to try as a world football community to do more than society does. That's maybe not so difficult, by the way, but and I think protocol has been followed during the game, so that's the first step. And now, and I think the football world reacted as you expected to react, and I'm trying to do the same now. We can never do enough or too much. We can do enough, but we can never do too much.
In terms of advice to your players if they were to face a similar situation?
I would hope they act in a similar way, so immediately address it, and I would hope that the referee who's in charge then acts in the same way, because and then protocols need to be followed, and because it's under investigation I cannot say too much about that situation, but in general, as I said, we can never do too much.
Obviously.
No, compared to a few weeks ago, I don't think a lot has changed. I think we've now from the last 19 games we've lost twice, and twice we've lost in extra time. And in my opinion, twice not. We did not deserve to lose both of those games. We didn't need yesterday to know how difficult it is to win a Premier League game. We've experienced this season already a lot of times, and I think all the teams experienced it. It is that's what made the Premier League nicer this season and last season, that it's much more competitive than probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. We've improved compared to 3 or 4 months ago, but I think I would even, as weird as it may sound, include the Bournemouth game, because apart from the goals we conceded, we had total control, were dominant, created a lot of chances. So. And the same could be said in the second half about City. So we're in a much better place now than we were months ago, and there's a very simple reason for that. 2 more reasons, but the most simple 2 are how fit we are now compared with 3 or 4 months ago, and the second one is that we are much better in set pieces at the moment.
When you say experience,
back then they were in a different management as well, because Sunrise was his third, fourth game. I don't know exactly anymore, but that makes it sometimes a little bit more difficult, because we only have tonight to see if this manager changes personnel, changes tactics. The good thing is that there is still one game to be played before we play them, but and we of course know him because he worked last season in the Premier League as well. But usually you adapt to the players you have. Although managers have a preferred playing style, you take into account which players you have as well. So let's see. It has been a difficult game for us in the beginning of the season. Although, again, I'm going to say the same. First half hour was very, very good from us. Chance after chance, and then we conceded a set piece, and the game went completely the opposite way. So we know what we can expect if we play Forest, because I've played them 3 times already.
Can I do a quick injury update quickly, please? Jeremy Frimpong.
Quick is difficult, but...
Do you want to take over? I'll leave it with you. Well, with Jeremy Frimpong, what's the situation there?
What I meant with quick is difficult is if you go by all of them. But Jeremy will not be involved this weekend yet. We hope he will be involved next week. If things go as planned.
And I think there was mostly Alex and Endo updates on those.
No. Wata will be out for a long time, as I said earlier. We don't know exactly how long, but long. And Alex is, I think he's been on the pitch now, not with his football shoes, but with his running shoes for the first time this week. So that will still take a while as well before he's ready to play for us.
A couple of sub appearances for Joe. Is he ready to start?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. I think if there's a difference between players and managers is that if players have days off, they also prepare their body and these kind of things, but they're probably not thinking every second of the day about Forest. If managers have a day off or 2 days off, they do think about their next meeting and the next opponent they will play. But it's always nice in my situation to go home to see the family because they're not always around with me. So yeah, was nice and useful because I think the players we are having or 9 out of 10 go to the national team. So I think for 7 or 8 months they've hardly been any days off. And when you can give them a few days off, which is not common in our schedule, it's necessary for them to have them in the best possible way Sunday, but also in the weeks after.
But did you need that break?
No, not needed it. No. No, I think maybe if you ask me the same question in a month, it's different. But it was nice to have a few days off, but I did not really need it because last season I felt I needed it more, maybe in this period of time, or it was February, half March. No, I'm enjoying the work I do over here. I enjoy to work with the players. I enjoy to work with the staff. So no, couldn't say I really needed it, but it's nice to have it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I educate you now, but it's not before they go on the pitch that they are just laying in bed 24 hours a day. They also come to the training ground and do their gym work and do their rehab already. So, but I think it's nice for him to go on the pitch. It's nice for us to see him there because there is still enough work to be done. But you do know as a player you arrive in the final stages of your rehab, where as long as you're in the gym and you're not on the pitch yet, yeah. That's not the nicest part, but next step is of course doing ball with the work, which every player likes most, and then the next step is going into the group, and then it takes a while before you're ready to play. But it's nice that rehab goes well. That's a compliment for him, but also to our medical staff.
And you must feel
it's going to give us a different player than we've had till now, but we're also expecting a different player in the end of the season than the one we had in the first part, which makes complete sense because I've said it 100 times, I think, that we have to give him time. If a player has been out for 4 or 5 months only with individual training, you cannot expect, at the level we are playing here, that he's up to speed straight away. So unfortunately for him and for us, we haven't used the best Alex yet, but this club and our fans will see the best Alex, hopefully this season, but for sure in the upcoming years. Yes and no. I think we all know when the moment you go onto the pitch, it doesn't take 3 months anymore, but these final stages of rehab are also the ones that can make things change. So in the gym you can hardly do too much. And in this stage, you constantly have to wait and see if you tick the next box, the next box, the next box. But where are we now? Half March. So let's not put a time scale on it, but it's clear that he will be available if things go as planned this season. Yeah. Are you asking this for the Swedish national team coach or? Nah, it will be somewhere around there, and then it's always the question if things go really well or if he gets a little bit of a setback. So it will be around that period of time, end of March, start of April, where he's hopefully back with the group. When you're back with the group, it's not to say that you are ready to play, let alone start a game of football, because again he's been out for months, and the last time he's been out for months, I think we could all see that it took him a while before he was the player we've signed from Newcastle. First of all, the question is if he starts, and then if he starts, in which position he starts. Yeah, no, but I think I'm not going to tell you now in which position he's going to play. I agree with you. He played a good game in the midfield. The week before he played a very good game as a fullback, and the week before that he played probably in another position where he played really well. He has played really well for us throughout the whole season in all the positions, and that's not a coincidence because he's a good player. And a good player with all the qualities he has can play on multiple positions. And I have to find the right position for him, but also what's best for the team to play him. For me, it wasn't a surprise because last season we made a different choice, by the way, in the FA Cup. That's true, but usually, for me, the League Cup is for the second choice goalkeeper, and in the FA Cup, I just decide at the moment. And the first game he played because Ali came also back from an injury, and I think Georgie needed a game. And maybe it was a bit too much for Ali at that moment of time to play another game. So I just judge it the same way as I judge the football players, the other 10. What is best for the team and for the individual. So and in this situation I decided to play Ali again, and which was of course also a disappointment for Georgie because Georgie is a very good goalkeeper. Has done really well for us when he had to come in for Ali when Ali was injured. But I think you could see at my lineup that I mainly played the starters, and that also means that I played the starter in goal. But how that will look in the next game, that I cannot tell you now.
Please.
No, I think I'm happy that you asked that question because it would be very unfair to Aaron, who was partly responsible for that, because in the end I'm responsible for everything, so it's always my end responsibility. But we've been in that period of time so unlucky. We all knew that it couldn't go on like that because we hardly gave away a chance in set pieces, but every ball went in, and we created multiple opportunities to score, and balls didn't go in. So that things go back to normal now is something which we expected, and Aaron had an analyst, and the two of them were mainly responsible for it. In the end, I'm responsible, but they did the work, and that hasn't changed. So Lewis does the main thing, the main work, if you would call it like this, and then we have a meeting together and we look at the last details, what we want. But in general, we did not change that much. We maybe made one or two slight changes, but we didn't change as much. What changed is things went back to normal, because in the Premier League, when Aaron was with us, we were already very good. Oh, sorry, not in the Premier League, in the Champions League, we were already. I think we were number one in set pieces. So I would mainly say things went back to normal, and we've adjusted one or two small things.
Are you still looking to bring someone else in, or are you happy with the way things are?
At the moment, we're happy with the way things are, but as it is with players, we're always looking if we can strengthen either the staff or the squad. So we always keep our eyes open, but at this moment, I don't expect any change today or tomorrow. I didn't agree with you if you put it that way, but the teams we faced weren't as entertaining as the teams we've recently maybe faced. So it will never be about us if a game is entertaining, yes or no. That is at least my take. We always try to press, we always try to bring the ball out from the back, we always want to entertain. That doesn't always, we don't always succeed in that. And if we don't, sometimes it's about us, because we just don't execute things well enough. But it's mainly because the teams we are facing don't want an entertaining game, which is completely fair. I'm not debating that or arguing that. I would probably do the same if I have to play Liverpool. But I think also there, which is a boring answer again, things go back to normal. So for such a large part of the season where we've lost games or drew games, we did not deserve at all to draw or lose that game. The amount of times that we've created so many chances, more than enough to score 1, 2 or 3 goals, has been a lot. And you could argue if we created so many chances against Brighton, but we scored 3. And sometimes that happens in a season as well, where it also happens that you create a lot and you don't score. So but that last thing happened a bit too much with us. Things went a bit more back to normal, I think, recently, and you can see that now in the results as well.